Welcome back, everybody. Jay LaValle, Cliff Keen Technique, presenting 2-on-1 offense tonight. We have a myriad of different offensive attacks from a 2-on-1. Let's use it to our advantage and score some points. All right, before we get into actually getting to those leg attacks, I want to make sure that we have a good idea of how we should mechanically or technically be having the 2-on-1 when it's in our possession here. So we can get to a 2-on-1 several different ways. We'll go just maybe when your opponent's reaching up. All right, so the opponent reaches up, maybe even from a collar tie, and you're gonna rip it off. Basically, your hand's gonna come across your eyes. You're gonna rip it across your face, across your eyes, and then your top hand, the hand that goes in the armpit, I'm gonna bring my body and bring that arm right here. So everything should be tight here. I want to use my top hand as a hook. I don't want to just grab his armpit like this. I want to hook it. The other piece of this, I want my shoulder directly on top of his shoulder. The other piece, once I secure the hand, the bottom hand, I don't change my grip. I keep it, no matter how you get your grip, keep it. If you get it this way, keep it. If you get it this way, keep it. Don't let it go and then change your grip. So once we have achieved this position, good position right here, the last thing about this position is head position. For me, I like to give the opponent the head position on a 2-on-1 a lot because it sets up a lot of the offensive technique that I'm about to show you. But just know that if the opponent has their head in your ear, then he has head position. If I have my head in his ear, then I have head position. We're gonna get to a foot hook single leg. This is gonna be a little tricky to demonstrate on the dummy, so I'll do the best that I can so you can see how you can actually try and drill with it on your dummy. The dummy is not the most ideal partner, obviously, but you have to make do, obviously, if you're at home on quarantine, don't have a partner to work with. So again, we'll get these 2-on-1s, everything from a collar tie. He's got a collar tie, I rip it off, I run to that side, I get my top hand tight here. This one I want to achieve my head position right here because it gives me a better angle to get to that leg. So once I get my head position, I got the arm secured, I got my shoulder tight. Really all I want to do is pressure in. I want to control that arm nice and tight. What I want to do, I just want to hook the foot. I'm not trying to kick it. I just want to hook the foot, block it, and here's what I want to do up top of this arm. Once I block, I want to push him. Once I block, I want to push and pull. Push, pull. Push, pull. And from here, once I push and pull, I can snag it right here. I can release the top hand. And now once I'm in on that single leg, I can lift it, finish it, however you'd like there. All right, this one goes together with that foot hook. This is a foot trip from a 2-on-1, and what needs to happen is you're really just blocking the foot and taking the guy over your foot. It's not really a trip per se. You're not hooking the foot, even though we're saying all those terms, but it's naturally called a foot sweep or a foot trip. And I'll show you here. We'll just capture the 2-on-1 from a collar tie, capture it. We get to the 2-on-1. I'm gonna have head position on this one. Now look, sometimes we'll get here and that foot starts feeling a little bit light. You want to trip this thing when it's light. It's not going to move. It's not going to move. It's not going to get picked up if that thing's heavy. So I need to have head position. I need to be pushing into the guy, and I need to be feeling that foot a little bit light. So when I'm ready to go, I'm not going to pick it up this time. I'm not going to hook it and pick it up this time. I want to take the guy and feel that that leg is pretty light because I'm transferring the weight to the far leg. Feel that foot is light, and ideally when I feel it's light and then when it starts to come back down and weight on it, that's when I'm gonna basically block it. I want to pull everything in and take him sort of behind me and push him behind me here. Now I'll still be holding that arm, but ideally that's the position, that's where he should fall. Next one is an ankle pick. There's a variety of finishes. I'm just going to show you a basic finish and the technical aspects of it so you get the mechanics of it down right. Again, we'll capture that 2-on-1 from a collar tie. I get there, I got my head position, and I might even try and foot hook him here to try and get to that single and make him square up. And in that process, that leg comes to me, and it's an easy transition. I'm going to take my shoulder and all my weight. I'm going to change my feet. So my back foot is going to be my inside foot here. See what happens there? I start leaning in there, and I'm going to take a big step with the front foot right here. And in the process, I'm bringing his shoulder to the ankle. I'm going to pick it. I'm going to look for that ankle and drive it through. Okay, the next one is a fireman's carry from that 2-on-1. I'm going to show a variation to get to the 2-on-1 this time. It's going to be from an arm drag. So arm drag, if he's posting or if somebody starts reaching, coming inside with my outside hand comes inside, windshield wipers it off. I climb up to the armpit and I start running to that side. Once I get to here, he's gonna probably retreat. So I gotta run to that side. In that process, my outside hand's gotta come back to that armpit. And now I capture the 2-on-1 from here. Now for the firemen's, once I get here, I wanna have my head position. This is when he feels threatened. You have head position, you're pressuring forward at an angle. He doesn't like it. Maybe he feels like you're gonna scoop his leg up, and what it does is it creates this pocket of space. So once I feel like I got enough space here, I gotta be able to rotate my head underneath here. In that process, I'm gonna take his arm and pull it down. I'm gonna take his arm and pull it down in that process. So I gotta get my knees in this pocket of space, I gotta get my head in there, and at the same time, my bottom hand, the hand that's on the wrist, is going to attack that near leg. So everything should look like this. I got to make a hard rotation, boom, here. Now I can pull him all the way through and take him through for a freestyle, take him through for 4, folk style, feet to back, 2 points, and then get your near full count. Boom. Finish on top. This is a high C on the same side as the arm. This one's a little tricky. The mechanics of it require you to really explode through the movement. There's two ways to do it. You can sort of hit your butt like a baseball slide, or you can get really nice and tight like a normal high C, but it requires you to keep everything really tight to take them through, and it ends up being more like a high C slash fireman's. But we'll go through slowly so you can see the mechanics. I'll get that 2-on-1 from a collar tie. I'll rip it off. I'll get my head position again. This time, when he starts to back out and circle in front of me, as soon as he circles out all the way to the front of me like this, I don't want to keep chasing him this way because then I lose the attack that I really want. He may even also attack this elbow with this arm and try and square up. That's a good time actually to hit this as well. So if he's attacking your elbow and he squares up so you're face to face, this is a good time. So I'll show you the one where I level change in baseball side. If he attacks your elbow, I'm gonna block. I wanna take a big step here in front of him, and then I wanna block this side with my leg. So at the end of the day here, to hit this thing, I'm gonna basically disappear. I'm gonna be up here, and the next thing you know, I'm gonna disappear, and I'm gonna be on my butt. In that process, though, I'm gonna be pulling everything with me. The arm's gonna come with me when I level change. So he's got my elbow, he squares up. I take a step in, my outside foot blocks, and then I sit. I'm gonna sit to my butt right here, and then take him through. Sometimes you can grab the leg in the process. This is a little tricky to demonstrate, but I'll do it again. Capture that 2-on-1, get your head position. If he attacks your elbow and squares up right here, this is the prime time to hit this move. I'm gonna basically level change and drop and disappear from being up at a high level and go into a low level, but I'm gonna take his arm with me. All right, there's a few ways you could do this. I'll show you the one where I actually attack that leg and I get my face nice and tight into his chest. I wanna look into his stomach and release the wrist hand and attack the leg when I get there. But he's gonna sort of dump off to the side of me when I do it. So he's got my elbow. I'm gonna take a big step in, my outside foot blocks, and then when I hit my butt, I'm gonna slide, just do it like a baseball slide. When I hit my butt, I'm gonna get to that high C. Look, he's already sort of falling over here. I'm gonna take him through. I don't wanna stay here, obviously. I'm gonna take him through. I got everything nice and tight. And then land on top and finish. This is a 2-on-1 post to a double leg. Pretty basic here. When I get to the 2-on-1 off that collar tie, I rip it off. Maybe he captures that head position this time. What that really does is it already sort of puts me closer to this arm. If you can imagine it here, and I'm gonna put myself back with head position. Look how far away I am from that arm right now. It's gonna be really hard for me to get there if I have head position, especially on a double post. So if I give him, or if he gets head position, he slides in, or if I have head position and I just want him to slide in, I'll move my head. I'll put him there. A lot of guys will feel comfortable because they feel like they're leaning on you. And then what happens is they start leaning and they put their arm up. So when they put their arm up, all right, he won't cooperate. He puts his arm up. Imagine his arm's there. I grab the wrist. I can do one or two things. I can pop this up right here, the whole thing, and not let go of the arm, and then attack the legs, or I can post that arm up. All right, so I can pop it up with the arm and attack, or I can post it up and attack. Now here's what's gonna happen. My head is gonna still be on the inside, even though this ends up being a double leg. So when I get here, I slide in, I post up, and then look, I gotta take a big step to get there. Big step, and now my hand, my near hand is there, and I get all the way underneath. I don't let go of this until I get all the way in. Now I'm in. Now I can start finishing my double leg. I'd come all the way to my feet and run it down. All right, another sneaky leg attack from that 2-on-1. This is going to be an 2-on-1 arm drag to a single leg. Your near leg, you're going to get a single leg. We'll go from an arm drag. Inside, I clear it, I capture it, I run to the 2-on-1, I get head position. Now this time, I want to sneak my bottom hand up to the armpit. In that process, I let go of the top one, and it effectively puts me in an arm drag position. He's going to be running away, so I'm going to sweep that corner, get to a good position, and now I can finish any single leg finishes from here. Last one here from a 2-on-1. Now there's a million other finishes that I could do. I'm picking 7 here that you can do with your dummy. It's challenging to do with a dummy, but that's the nature that we're in right now. So this is going to be a 2-on-1 headlock. It's sneaky when this guy gets lazy. So we capture our 2-on-1, we get there. If he starts grabbing and just not moving and squaring up, he grabs my wrist, he grabs my elbow, it's a good time to sneak the bottom hand, push this up, push this hand up, sneak the bottom hand to that arm, release that top hand, step, and then get your hips through, pop them through. When we're shadow drilling, we don't have a partner, we can still be creative and do 2-on-1 attacks. They're gonna look kind of funny here because you don't have a partner, you don't have a dummy, but you have to do what you have to do sometimes in order to get that muscle memory going, keeping it going, and staying in that wrestling mindset. So I'm still in a good stance, elbows in, lead legs forward. I can mimic all the movements, rip that hand across, get to that 2-on-1. Now there's some movements that I didn't teach on the dummy because that thing doesn't react right, but I can flag pull it, I can pull it, push it up, pull it down, circle. All right, 2-on-1, get it, push it down, circle. 2-on-1, rip it, circle, push it down, circle. 2-on-1, rip it, push it down, circle. We'll go to that foot hook. We'll go arm drag, 2-on-1, I foot hook, I reach, I pick the single leg up, and then I trip. Arm drag, 2-on-1, foot hook, pick it up, single, kick it out. Now we get that fireman's carry, traditional fireman's carry, 2 on 1. I feel it coming. I'm gonna rotate my body, boom, throw it down. This is that baseball slide one. I capture the 2 on 1. I take a step inside, and then I hit my butt and turn. Okay, we got our ankle pick now. Arm drag, 2 on 1. I step across. Arm drag, 2 on 1. Boom. 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 Post double. Arm drag, post, boom. Got a double arm drag now. Arm drag, 2 on 1, I climb up, and now I sweep that single. Arm drag, 2 on 1, climb up, sweep that single. Arm drag, 2 on 1, climb up, sweep that single. Now I got our headlock. 2 on 1, step across, boom, hit your headlock. Step across, boom, hit your headlock. 2 on 1, step across, boom. Thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate it. All your support around the world, it means a lot to me. Thank you.